It's 5 o'clock at Lusail Boulevard, city centre. This is a short video ahead of the Argentina versus Croatia World Cup semi-final at Lusail Stadium, which is at the end of this boulevard. So there's still another 5 hours to kick off, and this place is building up slowly, and at the end of, by the time kickoff comes, there will be an estimated 100,000 people on top of the 80 to 90,000 that will be in the stadium round the corner from here. The crowd is primarily Argentinian. Even the neutrals are supporting the Argentinians, with a small number of Croatians in amongst the crowd. They tend to come at the last minute, and there's between 5,000 and 6,000 of them here in Doha. They made a lot of noise in the quarterfinal defeat of Brazil, and they will no doubt be hoping to repeat the same and take another South American scalp. So lots of entertainment, music, lights, a brilliant atmosphere here. Nice warm late afternoon, early evening, sea breeze. This boulevard is as a magnet for all the fans that can't get tickets, and there are literally thousands of them who are begging anybody they can find for a ticket. But this is the World Cup semi-final, and 80,000 lucky souls will be inside the stadium. Well, the rest of them out here and across the fan zones, the dozen fan zones and the fan accommodation areas. There are screens everywhere. Everybody will be enjoying themselves. As I said already, it's another 4 hours to kick off, but this place is building up very nicely indeed. And the estimate is that there will be over 100,000 people gathering here to get a vantage point for one of the many screens that you can see. I've done a separate video of this boulevard during the day, which you can see, and this one is a much shorter video, just giving you a glimpse of the build-up to the game, which will take place at the iconic Lusail Stadium, which is at the end of this boulevard on the right. And I'll try and get some close-ups of the stadium and the concourse, and of course inside I do have a nice seat, the middle tier to the corner of one of the goals. I hope wherever you're watching in the world, you'll enjoy the game. I'm sure I will. All of these people will. Most of these people are hoping it'll be an Argentinian win. The neutrals are supporting Argentina, but who knows? Who knows what the Croatians have in store? great atmosphere. Really nice crowd. A proper party, carnival atmosphere. All the big screens everywhere. I'll be showing the game so that nobody misses out, no matter where you are in this boulevard and right across Doha. It's been pretty lively all day, but with nightfall this place has taken a different complexion. It's come alive. The lights, the sound, the crowds. It really is a great place to be in. The crowds are slowly starting to come. They'll come from this side. The direction I'm heading is towards the stadium. These guys, obviously another 4.5 hours to go yet. So they're heading towards the cafes and towards the lagoon. And then they'll either make their way back this way or they'll be diverted the back of these shops so they can get to the stadium without causing a pile up or a bottleneck. There are lots of people taking pictures, face painting going on. There are artists, music, entertainment. Tonight, in terms of numbers, most certainly belongs to the Argentinians, but there is going to be a healthy Croatian presence in the stadium. Tomorrow night, the Moroccans and the Arabs will be out in force against the French. Heaven help us, it's going to be mayhem, because last night in the souk, at around about 10 o'clock, about 50,000 Argentinians came together, and it was a brilliant sight, absolutely brilliant sight. So I'm just looking back one more time and then heading towards the stadium. It's very, very close to the boulevard. You can see the bowl there, the gold, the bronze gold bowl. It literally is a 2-minute walk from here. And while some people are wanting to get in early, there is a bigger crowd heading in the opposite direction, going for the boulevard. They may well be staying there, or they may well be going back towards the stadium if they have tickets. But with more than 4 hours to go, there's no rush. FIFA activates the tickets 3 hours before the game, so you can go in and you can have a good look around the stadium, which is what I'm going to do. So as I suspected, they're directing us towards the back of the boulevard and expecting us to go round the other side of the stadium. Hopefully we'll get a much better view. Of course, the closer I get to the stadium, of course, we'll see less of it. So the long shot is actually the better shot. You see all of these people occupying all of these cafes and pizza and everything else. They will be heading over to the stadium. Like with all of the stadiums, there is so much space. So when you have 90,000 people trying to get in. It doesn't actually feel like that. Wembley, around Wembley Way, everybody's been forced down one single avenue. Yes, it provides a great backdrop and noise and atmosphere, but you barely make progress. It takes such a long time to get from the station at Wembley to the stadium itself. So whereas this, you got a number of different ways of getting in. There's a stadium again behind me. We're having to go round. There'll be several lines of security we've got to get through. There's a long time before kickoff, so there's no rush. This is a shot from the back of the boulevard. So I'm walking parallel and then going to take a left. You can see the Lusail Towers in front. The first line of security is ahead of us to the left. So I'm now approaching the stadium from the northern side, and you can see people are coming from all directions, and there's a bit of a crowd here. Some African dancing, but you can see the crowds coming in from over there. Seems like there are a lot more people from this side than the boulevard side. Just to give you an idea of how big this complex is. It is huge. It's absolutely huge. Not all of these people are going to go into the ground, of course. So there's still 4 hours to kick off. We're approaching the first line of security. This is where they check your hire card. Hire card is the card that gives you access to transport, stadiums, fan zones. Basically a pass to everything. And then once you get through the second set of security gates, bags are checked, pockets are checked, scanned. In some cases rubber gloves come out. And then it's the final security just ahead of the concourse, where you scan your barcode. We are the dreamers, we make it happen. Guess we believe it. Look who we are. We make it happen. Cause we can see it. That's who we are. So I'm at the northern shorter end of the bowl, if there's such a thing. Looks like some dancers from the Zimbabwean flag, some sort of warrior dance, just keeping some of these spectators entertained. So there is a stadium, the shorter side of the bowl, or basket, whatever you want to call it. And it really is amazing that 4 hours before kickoff, people are heading towards the security barriers. They clearly want to get in. They still have another hour before the tickets are actually properly activated by FIFA. So you got a beautiful shot of the basket, bowl, whatever you want to call it. Iconic. It's called the Lusail Iconic Stadium because I guess that's what it is, iconic. More shots of the fans coming in from all directions. 80,000 people, giving the vast amount of space for everybody to spread out and find their way to the security entrances. Really, really good. Really good. I know a lot of European stadiums, Premier League stadiums, don't have this amount of space to play with, but this is built from scratch, so they've made sure that 80,000 people congregating on the grounds certainly won't look like it. And that's been the case for most of the stadiums. They're built from scratch, purpose built. Started off being in the middle of nowhere, and then slowly they've added, and the stadiums have taken a place of their own in amongst all the other facilities. This is a beautiful shot of the northern side of the stadium. All the spectator entrances, all of these. So this is the semi-final, Argentina-Croatia, back here on Sunday for the closing ceremony, followed by the final of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. And what a matchup that'll be, whoever gets there. Everybody wants Argentina-Morocco. It could be Argentina-France. It could be France-Croatia. Or it could be Croatia-Morocco. Who knows? So I'm now going to try and get through security. It's just past 7, the gates have been opened. I'm heading towards security, where I'll have to pause this video as we go through the first line of security. There we are, once again, the stadium. Standing proud. So it's just after 7 o'clock. I've come through security on the northern side of the stadium, this vast complex. There is a fan zone there, the big screen. The whole idea of the big screen was that during the early rounds, group stages, the fans would gather, and there'll be other games going on, and they'll be watching that game on the screen ahead of going in to watch their own game here in the stadium. Now there we are, 3 hours before kickoff. The crowds are beginning to gather in their numbers.
Yes, arriving to the fun experience.
Oh, the big sponsors taking prime position. And that's our stadium in front of us. I have no idea what my gate is. Let's see if I can get round, do a full round trip of the stadium. Probably can't, because there will be, the VIP areas will certainly be blocked off, but there we are, the numbers are much bigger, closer to the bowl. You can see a few more Croatians now than we did earlier in the perimeter of the ground. Still outnumbered by the Argentinians and neutrals by about 3-1. That's to be expected. About 80,000 Argentinians descended on this stadium last Saturday for their quarter-final against the Dutch. And they said people can't have a good time without drink. Said football and booze goes hand in hand. Well, looks like here in Doha, football and water is doing perfectly fine. And so are the people. Everybody is in great spirits. Happy, smiling. Pictures, videos, building up memories. Emphasize the point again about the vastness of this complex. The fact that 85-90,000 people are going to be going into this stadium. You won't feel it one bit. So on the northern side, I'm going to see how far to the sides I can go. Give you an idea of the scale of the grounds here. Lots of people already very keen to get in. It's not a bad thing. Go inside, get a good feel for the stadium. Design is such that every seat gives you a perfect view of the pitch, and you don't feel as though you're isolated anywhere or getting a really bad view. You really do get a fantastic view no matter what category of seats you've got, from the very top to many of the hospitality stuff in the middle to the lower levels. Everybody feels that they have a good position, and that's a brilliant balance, isn't it, for the designers to be able to satisfy the vast majority of the people. They've had a chance to look at all the other stadiums around the world and learn, take good bits and create something quite superb. Hence why they've called it the Lusail Iconic Stadium, because it really is a super example of a modern, beautiful, functional, accessible stadium that's going to stand proud in the Lusail landscape for years to come. There we are. We know all the hoo-ha about a certain American beer company not being able to sell their beer in the ground, and again, this is nonsense of all this. There are hundreds of stadiums across Europe, around the world, who don't allow alcohol in and around the stadium. It'd be interesting, because in America you can't have a drink until you're 21, and yet they've been the ones making the noise, I suppose, given how much they've spent I understand the Qataris have said, here, look, take the money and just shut up. There will be no beer at the ground. We've changed our minds because we can. Compensation, it's not really a problem, is it, for people with bottomless wallets? So it looks like this, some people are being led up this ramp. I'm going to go around anyway. There's plenty of time, there's no rush, just to see if it is possible to actually get around the entire stadium perimeter. Looks like I'm going to hit a barrier over there. Let's go anyway and have a look. So basically, given the shape of the stadium, given its position, this is a view that you're going to get 360 if I was able to get around. I don't think I can. This looks like the official back end, west side of the stadium. Again, just a shot of the grounds. Behind me. No, I think that's our lot there. So let's head back. I'll go up the ramp. But I won't get this view of the stadium again, of course, so I'm going to be too close. But hopefully we'll get in and get shots of the inner concourse. So I've now come onto the ramp. It looks to be taking me towards my gate. It's gate 34. It's nice not to have to push your way through into a stadium like many older stadiums in major cities. You have to, whether it be Paris, Wembley, Milan, Barcelona, Madrid. Look at this ramp. This ramp alone could take the entire so we're on the outer concourse, which is the last, through these gates is the last security. I'll scan the tickets and then we're in. You can hear me beyond the racket at the back. We're basically trying to give you a full 360 view of the ground. It's roughly 2.5 hours before kickoff, and everybody who's very, very keen has turned up, taken their seats. It'll be a long 2.5 hours. You see, every seat has a good view of this ground, and over here in front of me in the purple seats are all the media. There we are, all the media on the purple side, so they're bang in the middle on the third tier. All the press, TV, reporters, everybody. And I'm just to the left of the Argentinian dugout. And that's a great view. This is a really great view. You get a perfect position over the pitch. I'm just there, but I've come up here to take some long shots for you to have a look at 2.5 hours before the game starts. When I come back here on Sunday for the final, I'm going to be sitting just there, end of my finger, in that second block in the hospitality suites. Looking forward to a World Cup final from the hospitality box. I'm grateful to my friend Raphael for upgrading my seat and giving me a chance to experience what he does on a regular basis. So thank you, Raphael. I'm sorry Brazil didn't make it this far, but I'm forever a Brazilian fan, thanks to your generosity, kindness and friendship. So again, on Sunday, I'll be sitting in this block in the center of the screen. Stepping out from the hospitality boxes and onto that. Has to be the best seat in the stadium on World Cup final day on the halfway line.